The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And they're down on the scoreboard, sort of a sloppy first half. And Coach Davis, if you were in the locker room, what would the message have been?
I think I'd have to go with something you don't ordinarily go with in the NFL. That's all fire and brimstone. You've got to fire these guys up. Make them understand what's going on out there. They were so sloppy in the first half, too many turnovers. Tighten things up, maybe get in their face a little bit, get in their grill, and then send them back out.
And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. He had a really solid first half running the football and picking up where he left off here in the third quarter.
How about the yardage he's piling up right now? This feels like a full game, not just this series that we're watching right now. I know people are screaming, worthy adjustments from halftime on the defensive side of the ball. Sometimes they're just not there. Sometimes you just have to find a way to tackle someone.
On 1st and 10, Kenny. And he'll find Hall. And he's going to be taken down right at the 40-yard line. They go play action here on 1st down. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down.
Well, they certainly aren't letting up today, partner, because they've forced big turnovers already, and it's been incredibly tough for them to get yards against, let alone put points up on the board.
Oh, going for Jefferson downfield, and that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yeah, so let's make sure we give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They've given him a lot to think about, a lot of different looks, and he seems a little bit confused trying to complete passes.
Back to throw again. Got an open man finding Jefferson. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. And play is stopped here. Timeout. It's the defense calling the timeout here. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter.
Set, ready.
They'll let Charles try and get him in. Able to get a couple here, but won't get across the plane as they stop him right around the 1. Looking to throw on 2nd down. Kenny, and he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. 3rd and goal, and still a long way from the end zone. They're going to run with Charles. And here he'll get it down to the 7. So taking a risk here early in the new year, they're going to go for it. Back to throw. Kenny. And that is caught. He's got it for a Giant touchdown. Kyle Pitts, already his 2nd touchdown here in this opening weekend. And the Giants' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And they're back within a touchdown at 21-14. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And maybe some renewed pressure on this unit following the touchdown a moment ago. It's back to a 1-score game.
And because of that pressure, because it's now a 1-score game, they know this is where you need to slow the momentum change. Because otherwise, that could overrun your team. You've got to be careful right here.
Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete.
And when you've thrown as many interceptions as he has in this one, You definitely start getting a little hesitant to throw the ball out wide because that's prime pick-6 territory. That time, he made sure the only guy who was going to catch it was sitting in the third row.
On the set.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Shotgun now for Rodgers. And he wisely will throw that one away.
Well, you most certainly don't want to go 3 and out here and give the football right back because your friend, Old Momentum, he's wondering if he should change sidelines about right now. And if you don't convert here, guess what? He's going to make the trek to the opposite side, and all of a sudden, you've got a battle on your hands.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. Throwing now is Rodgers. And he can't get away from the pressure. The Giants get there. Rashawn Gary that time fighting free and getting to the quarterback. And they bring their punter out there now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Taken from just outside the 30. A very good punt, but a 16-yard return. And it'll be Giant football, 1st and 10. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive.
Well, this offense, Charles, remember the last time they were out here, marched it nearly the full length of the football field, and a lot of the attack went through the air, so now they're seeing if they can duplicate that performance.
Okay, if I show my age a little bit, partner, because I can hear my high school coach, John Ford. I can hear his voice in my head. Laddie, when you put the ball in the air, 3 things can happen, and 2 of them are bad. But the way the game's being played now, this is just part of what they do, so I don't think they should change anything at all. They've been dominant. Keep throwing it around.
To throw on 2nd down, Kenny. And he's got this to Jefferson. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. So now, following the big play, they've got a 1st and goal all the way down at the 10. And now we're going to get a timeout here called by the defense. And that's going to leave him with just 1 timeout remaining still in the 3rd quarter. We'll see if that comes back to haunt him. We'll be back. And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage. Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked up by Denzel Ward. And he will bring it out past the 20-yard line.
So a costly INT in the end zone, no less, puts the brakes on their potential scoring drive.
So many teams stick with the passing game down near the goal line because they see it as an extension of what they do between the 20s. But as we said many, many times, the further you drive, the more the field shrinks. And that was a nice job of making a play on the football and coming away with the interception.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. He's going to let this one go deep. And this is incomplete. Oh, it looked like he had a pretty good line on that one. That would have been a big play, but he could not pull it in. 2nd and 10, 3rd quarter of the season opener. They fake the give. Now Rodgers. Toward the right sideline, but it's incomplete.
This defense has passed its first 2 tests by forcing back-to-back incompletion. there's probably another throw coming on third down. Let's see if they decide to force the issue by sending people on a blitz.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. To throw, it's Rodgers. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception.
Isaiah Simmons picking it off. And the Giants are going to take possession of the football. The one side gets an interception, but their defense comes on the field and picks them right back up by getting a pick of their own.
And I think you saw the same thing that I did, Brandon. As he ran off the field after making that play, we saw his quarterback seek him out and offer a personal thank you to bail him out a little bit as the offense takes the field again.
Knifes his way forward here, but just 3 yards on the play, 2nd down.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
My first thought is surprise because that's one of the better tight ends around, and I've seen him pull in balls like this before. But how about a little credit to the defense forcing that incompletion?
To throw on 3rd down. Kenny under a heavy rush, and down he goes.
Jeremy Chin, so dangerous wherever he's at on the field.
Partner, you know what I'm going to say before I even say it.
Yeah, you just cannot take a sack in that spot.
You're exactly right. You can't take a sack in that spot. Potentially now, a 3-point swing right there.
And I tell you what, he got it from 58. That had lots of leg behind it, and that'll bring him back within 4.
Well, the 3 points certainly helps, but you feel like, Charles, at this stage of the game, when you force those turnovers, you need to start converting them into touchdowns.
Yeah, I'm a little bit surprised myself because I thought in this situation, they were thinking end zone or bust. Now they got to rely on their defense, get the ball back again for another opportunity to get 6 points.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive.
Here comes another drive from this unit, and Charles, they're coming off a costly mistake on the last possession, an interception in a game that is very close right now.
Well, as we know, they all sting no matter what the situation, but in a one-possession game, that'll hurt a little bit more, but this is an excellent opportunity.
And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Christian Harris, and he will bring it back. It's a pick-6 and a Giants touchdown.
So this whole game gets flipped on its ear right there. The interception, return for a touchdown, and this lead changes hands here in the 3rd quarter.
And it certainly felt like this defense had a read on what was going on the offensive side of the ball and said, let's cut down our coverage a little bit. Let's be in a position to make a play on the ball. And, boy, that sure turned out well for them.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. Now, they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership.
Well, thanks for joining us here on a Thursday night in the NFL. 3rd quarter, 2nd and 10 coming up. And they'll run on the inside handoff.
And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. And that one was relatively easy to see. I noticed that from up here.
Yeah, it doesn't take a whole lot, does it? Sometimes you get multiples. What I always love on these offsides is when each side points at the other. Hey, you did it. No, you did it. They deciphered that one correctly.
Now Rodgers throwing on second down. Flushed out right. Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away.
Well, we've talked about it, CD, but it bears repeating. They are struggling to throw the football. All the interceptions and more incompletions. It just doesn't look like things are in sync out there.
I would agree with that, and it's not a good day when you feel like an incomplete pass is almost a win for you because it wasn't intercepted. And I think the receivers now, when they're running their routes, they want to catch the ball, but they also want to make sure that the defenders don't take it away.
Now Rodgers. He finds his man complete. It's Brooks. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. A big play there on the catch and run. 36 yards.
We have seen big plays from both quarterbacks throughout this game, and there's another one right there. Going back and forth, almost like two excellent guitar soloists trying to top each other with each additional play.
On first down, Rodgers. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
I know that pass was incomplete, but I'm awfully impressed with how he was able to maintain his vision, because normally when you break out to the left that way, it narrows everything down, almost becomes a half-field read. But he's able to still see the entire playing surface and try to connect all the way back to the right.
To throw on second and 10. Rodgers. He's going to try and go deep again. And this one is incomplete.
And now offensively it's 3rd and 10. And I'm just thinking to myself, actors always say, what's my motivation before a big scene? Right now the play caller's thinking, what have I done before that's worked well that I can go to right now?
Yeah, because they were pretty successful in the first half scoring points. Haven't done anything so far here in the second half.
Throwing is Rodgers on 3rd down. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And it'll be intercepted.
And the Giants are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20.
Boy, what a turnaround. They exited the lockers with a nice lead, and now all of this. What's happened?
So when you start to write your novel, you'll start out with, it was a tale of two halves, won't you?
Hey, but I'm a bad writer.
I don't know exactly what happened, because sometimes teams can go in with a lead and get too comfortable, too relaxed, and a couple of things go wrong, and it's hard to get back that good feeling.
1 quarter remains here in this Thursday night matchup. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Here's a 2nd and 5 now from the 25. Now an inside handoff for Charles. And for one of the first times all night, he is going to go nowhere as they bury him behind the line. They'll send a receiver in motion left. On 3rd down, Kenny.
Oh, he's got his tight end pitch complete. And he will have a Giants first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Now a handoff. This is Charles. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. It's forthcoming as he'll look to throw. And that is incomplete.
The defender certainly didn't forget about him leaking out of the backfield. There was a guy ready and waiting to pick him up in coverage. And that throw, no shot.
The Giants on third down. They've converted 6 times and could use a 7th here. This is 3rd and 14. Looking to throw. Kenny, screen pass to Charles.
And when you have success throwing the football, the old cliche becomes true. The playbook opens up wide. And these screen passes, they become even more difficult to stop.
Ready. And cycle. Red, cycle. Yellow, go. Faster, faster. Right, right. Ready.
On 4th down, Kenny. He's going to let this go deep, back over the middle. He's got a man, complete.
And he is going to have the Giants first down as they manage to convert, and that'll keep the drive alive.
Charles. And they're going to lose some on this play. Being knocked back to the 18. The defense showing some anger after giving up the big play. This time they'll lose 1 or 2. If nothing else, they've already taken a couple minutes off the clock here already as they come up 2nd down. Back to throw. Kenny. This is caught. And he will take it on in for a Giant touchdown.
Justin Jefferson.
An 18-yard touchdown grab.
And the Giants will add to their 4th quarter lead. Extra point by McPherson, up and good.
And his guys will take a 10-point lead.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive.
And the script really is flipped for them. The momentum on the other sideline, and now they have to try and battle back from a 2-score deficit.
Nice way to start the drive, a gain of 12 and a first down. Here's Rodgers. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Rashawn Gary now with his 2nd sack here on opening night.
Now that was a passer's nightmare. The front door totally shut down by the defense. They kept going backwards, hoping to find another avenue of escape. It didn't exist.
On 2nd and a long way to go. Rodgers firing quickly here, and that's complete. It'll be a pickup of 15 as that'll lead to 3rd down. They're giving those short little routes, tackled him in bounds too. They're just not wanting to get beat over the top.
Yeah, and if you can't really get downfield, take the short routes. But now you got to have guys who can actually break tackles and increase those gains.
Backed up here, tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the first.
Now Rodgers. And that is incomplete.
And I think what Bob was saying, go for it here on 4th down. No reason not to. Down a couple of scores, they have to try and make something good happen.
Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. That will be their 3rd and final stoppage as they'll only have the 2-minute warning now remaining. So they bring out their punter as he'll kick it away for the second time. And he couldn't get it to check up. That kicks all the way into the end zone for a touchback. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. Well, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this fourth quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
And good running there as he'll take this all the way up to midfield. Altogether, a pretty shaky start to the year for this defense as they defend another 1st and 10. And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards. So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. Here's Charles. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. Down under 2 minutes to go in this football game. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. On the run, it's Charles. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And he will take it on in for a Giant touchdown. A great play there. 38 yards. And the Giants are closing in on a winning start to the year as they extend their 4th quarter lead. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17. And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And they knew coming in that this would be a tough place to go in and win a season opener. But this has just been a performance, to be frank, not to be proud of here as they trail big in this 4th quarter. Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first. Play action. Now it's Rodgers. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And he's out of bounds, able to take this one up to the 35. 2nd and 7. Shotgun now for Rodgers. Throw left side, complete to Chase. 7 yards there and a 1st down. And he's certainly been a huge factor in this one. He's got the 2 touchdowns to his credit. Now they look to him again. He picks up the 1st.
Yeah, I can hear everyone saying, well, why don't you cover him, double him, triple him, do what you have to do. But sometimes they get locked into such a...
And Rodgers is going to go down. He's sacked.
Christian Harris there finding his way home to record the sack.
Well, someone is certainly having a big game, and while that sack doesn't quite have the splash of his pick 6 from earlier, you know he's thrilled to be making big plays during a great individual effort today.
After the sack on 1st down, Rodgers. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this.
We all know he's one of the better quarterbacks in the league, but definitely not today. His team trailed by multiple touchdowns, and a late sack, just a parting gift from the defense for him to take back to the locker room with him.
Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect.
We've seen this quite a few times in this game. Offensive line unable to keep leverage, unable to keep people away, facing a lot of pressure. Fortunate just to get rid of it.
One of the reasons they're down is that inability, though, to stop the pressure. We saw another example of it there. And they'll send out their punter now as he's on to punt for Chicago. A big boot that time. 57 yards the official distance. And there'll be time for maybe one final play before we hit triple zeros. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive.
They've got to be feeling very comfortable and confident here with this lead in the football here in the fourth quarter, Charles. And I don't think that they need to score again, but it seems like this offense. They're going to get this down to about the 37.